Welcome back to the Bounce the Ball. If you listen to us on Spotify or Apple, give us a 5-star review and share it on your socials. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. So we're back at it, football focus.
Hey, back at it, man.
Back at it, brother. Joined today by my co-host Taona. How are you, man?
I'm good, Chappy. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Still not over last night, but
Yeah, I
c'est la vie,
know.
is it not?
Yeah, I know. It's just painful, you know. We're like high. We're so high, in standard wise that like a loss. No, actually, a draw feels like a loss. You know. So yeah, it's an interesting place to be, but we move, right? We move.
No, onwards and upwards. But you're right. Can you imagine 8-9 years ago, we would have been
Exactly.
absolutely salivating that we managed to get a drawback.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
oh, how times have changed, eh? How times have changed. But hey, that's. I prefer being in the position we're in, where a draw feels like a loss.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It
Yeah,
just shows the standards. Yeah. Like it just shows how in it
consistent we've
we
been, eh?
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we've been very
Exactly.
consistent, very consistent. But yeah, on with the show, and let's get into it, brother. Where would you like to start today? Um, I guess we already started off looking at the EPL results, so I figured that's probably as good a place as any to have a look.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so EPL's back. There goes our lives. Our weekends are well and truly gone and dead. But
Ain't
yeah.
that the truth?
Hey, but I'm not complaining. I'm not
Absolutely,
complaining at
dude.
all. So just having a quick look at the results so far.
Yeah.
The Arsenal game, that was an interesting game to watch. I thought Arsenal got lucky.
True.
Um,
Yep.
I think they
True.
got very lucky through that game, but all that matters is the dub. And at the end of the day, they managed to get out the 2-0 win. So good on the Gunners. Great start to the season for them.
Y-
Unfortunately, that's where things went bad, isn't it?
Exactly.
Uh,
Look, look when you look at how Arsenal played, it just shows how like how ahead or how the teams in terms of quality uh, are
mm,
looking. You know what I mean? Like it was very interesting to see. Um, uh, I expected more from Arsenal. I expected more fluidity, but I didn't see it,
mhm.
and it's pretty interesting to see if they'll capture that. And yeah, like what you said, man, they were pretty lucky to get it. They were pretty
Yeah.
lucky. I agree
I
with that.
suppose when you've been looking and watching them throughout preseason and they're just smashing teams and looking silky,
Yeah,
kind of expected that to translate to the start of
exactly,
the season. And I'm sitting there thinking
exactly.
Arsenal are going to tear it up and they're going to be amazing. But yeah, Crystal Palace, maybe it's just one of those things that we're not giving Crystal Palace their roses at the moment. But
Yeah, for playing well. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they played some good stuff. And I personally think they should have scored a couple goals. But yeah, I suppose I don't want to touch on this one as of yet.
No,
Bournemouth 2. Bournemouth 2,
Bournemouth
Aston
too.
Villa 0.
Yeah.
That's a great
Uh,
result.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a shock result because I was expecting Aston Villa to win that. I
Yeah,
don't know what's
100%.
going on with Gerard on that end, but it's interesting that he couldn't tuck that in. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the highlights of how that went. But
yeah, yeah,
but then
yeah.
again, a Bournemouth home game, so they are expected to at least win that or draw. So no, it's
Mm,
not.
to be fair, though, I actually
Yeah,
did tip Villa to win.
right.
Um, on paper, they should be a much better team, but
Absolutely.
wait, that's not how sport goes at the end of the day, isn't it? Like,
Exactly.
but yeah,
Exactly.
good on Bournemouth. It's good to see them back and winning and yeah,
Yeah,
progressing.
great results. Yeah,
Oh,
great
brilliant
results.
result.
Absolutely. Yeah,
The next one
yeah.
for me, I actually thought was going to be a draw. I wasn't expecting Leeds to come away with it, but once again, they
Shock win
managed to
from
pull it
Leeds,
out.
man. Shock win from Leeds. And I was looking at the highlights for Leeds, and
Yeah,
there's some good goals. There's some good goals that went in there. So
100%.
yeah, but
So
I'm really happy for Jesse Marsh. For me, I'm one of those
exactly.
guys who are like um pushing for him to win in Leeds. I don't want them to go down, and it's nice
Mhm.
to see them get this type of result. Yeah,
It's for me, it's a bit of that underdog thing. Hey, the way he got written off and ridiculed, and the American
exactly,
doesn't know
because
what
he's
he's doing,
American.
and yeah, I like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. I suppose coming up watching Kuhl and Viduka and that
Right.
the 2002 Leeds team that just absolutely
Harry Kewell.
oh,
Oh
they
man.
were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. Brilliant team to watch, and I've just always liked them.
Absolutely, man.
Um, and then to one of the other newly promoted teams, Nottingham Forest going down 2-0 to Newcastle. To be fair, not a shock result there at all. I was
Absolutely, yeah.
expecting
Yeah.
Newcastle to win that.
Clean
I don't
sheet,
really know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Um,
defense is spilling over to the new season because
oh
their
yeah,
defense was
yeah.
really good last season, last half of the season. Yeah.
It's just good
Yeah.
habits, isn't it? They just keep going
Mm,
with it. Yeah.
absolutely.
That was an easy pick, that one. Tottenham Southampton, that was a great game as well. I got really excited when Southampton
Yeah, and
scored.
what Prowse.
Oh, brilliant goal, man.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
He strikes the ball so well, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, but Spurs
Yep.
did it, man. Yeah, Spurs did it. Home game, obviously they had to. Yeah,
Yeah,
they had to
100%.
win it. Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Um, but yeah, this is exactly what we're expecting from Spurs for them to come back and be in it. They've got
Yeah,
a world class manager, so once again, that was an expected result. Maybe not a 4-1 win, but I expected Tottenham to win that match. Um,
absolutely.
and then the late game, that Chelsea Everton one. Um, I was expecting Chelsea to
A
absolutely wallop them.
big result, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they got
yeah.
lucky. They got lucky.
Wow.
Maybe Frank does know what he's doing after all a little bit. I'm not sure. It's one of those
would you
things where
would you say it's a Frank floor or a Frank win, or is it a Chelsea floor?
I think it's a Chelsea flaw. They're a much better team
Right?
than Everton. But at the same time, like it's only just the first game of the
In the first
season.
game, yeah, we can't
Yeah,
read
it's
too
really
much
hard.
into it. Yeah, yeah,
You
true,
can't.
true,
But
true.
hey, they managed to get away with the result. Everton can walk away with their heads held high. They performed extremely
Absolutely,
well. And there was that
absolutely.
footage of the guy, what is it? The Everton player falling over, whatever, and was it the Chelsea defender looked as though he was enjoying his time with him. Um, we'll leave that one there, won't we?
Oh man,
And
interesting
then
times, man.
oh, the things you find on the internet these days, eh? Um,
Absolutely, yeah.
and then for me, the biggest shock of the weekend, as far as I'm concerned, um, newly promoted Fulham managing to hold Liverpool to a 2-2 draw. Um, we
Ah,
had a we
pure
had our
pain.
live yeah, I know we had our live watch along yesterday, and it was awful.
Yeah,
And
go there
um,
and watch it, man. Go out there and watch it.
I think we need to ban ourselves from watch alongs of Liverpool games. clearly it's not luck. The luck doesn't translate that way. We need to just go back to watching it on our
Oh,
own.
man.
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh
fun at all.
man.
But to be
Yeah,
fair,
yeah.
Fulham
Look,
played extremely well.
they did. They absolutely
They did.
did. I think the tactics, like what I was saying, is that I think Klopp got the tactics wrong a little bit there. But yeah, we move. Hopefully, he learns from his mistakes, and when Fulham come to Anfield, we get a better result. Yeah.
You're a
Um,
coward, Chappy. You're a coward.
Thanks, Rob. Frost right from the bleachers. Love it. Um, Look, Fulham played well. I think I do agree with what you're saying, Sam,
Mhm.
that we didn't get our tactics right.
Yeah,
Um, then again, it's hard to. It was just a frustrating game, and I think
true.
I'd need to watch it again to
Just to
actually,
analyze and understand. Yeah.
yeah, to analyze it properly. It's hard when you're a fan, the fan in you just doesn't like to see things. Um, I'm still a bit miffed by the penalty decision. I still don't think it's a pen.
Yeah. It's not, but I do not want to put myself through that pain. It's not. It is not a penalty at all. But yeah, it is what it
Unfortunately, I
is.
think there's contact there, especially with this one here, with that angle.
Absolutely not,
That's his
man.
foot. There's no contact for me. But
Yeah.
we live and we learn. We live and we learn. We live
Yeah,
and
it
we
looks
learn.
like a complete dive.
It does to
Looks
me,
like a
but
complete dive.
hmm. So that was the pain we lived yesterday. Um,
Yeah.
we do need to work on our timing and actually get our streams running at the same time, because some of us hollering and other people not hollering was absolutely painful.
It was great
And
value. It's a great watch. I actually watched it
But it
again.
was exciting
It
though.
was pretty entertaining. You'd be surprised. I
I
just
think
think
I
that we
think
did
my
probably.
time I think my time was the one that was behind the most because I was waiting for you
Rue,
guys to
That was Rue behind by 20 seconds in the first half, and then
Rue
ahead
at one, yeah.
exactly.
in the second half. It's like how?
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, he's
Oh
behind by
man, that was
20, then all of a
exciting.
sudden he's ahead by like a minute. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Absolutely
No,
crazy.
just from watching the game, but Liverpool just needed to start with the same intensity that Fulham came with. They started the
Absolutely, yeah.
game, you know,
Yeah.
treating them like I don't want to say treating them like a lesser opponent, but not treating them like the top tier. That they should just be treating every team like when they go up against them. Do you know what I mean? You just need to
Exactly.
respect your opponents on the day,
Yeah.
and because anyone can play. And if you're in that top tier of teams, they're going to shape up. They're going to match up against you on the day because any dog can have his day. And I think that's what kind of happened the other day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I
Hey,
agree with
look,
that.
football is literally
I
one of
agree.
those sports that
Oh,
it's really
definitely.
hard to score. It's hard to
Yeah.
score. And yeah, you just have to back yourselves. And Fulham came to play, and they played well in that first half. They were dominant.
Absolutely.
That first, 30 odd
Absolutely.
minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, what was it, in the 40th minute or something? I actually know that we hadn't had a single shot on goal.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember you giving that shout.
Crazy.
Yeah. I
Crazy.
remember you giving that shout.
But that
Crazy.
second half showed some really promising signs for the
Darwin
Salah
Newell.
Darwin combination that's going to be flourishing this
Absolutely.
season. So
It's
yeah.
pretty hard. Like, statistically speaking, yes, he got a goal and assist, but that wasn't an
Yeah.
assist. Like, let's be honest. He knew nothing
What?
about it.
No, Chappy, no. You will not take it away from him.
I'm not trying to take it away from him. I'm just saying that almost.
Come on.
Come on,
Hey,
bro.
I'm keeping it
on,
real here.
Chappy.
I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. Darwin knew nothing about that. It bobbled, hit him on the leg, and fell to
And
Mo.
then Salah took it.
No, Darwin was in position to be there. Hey, to get that off.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's all it's about.
And sometimes that's all you need. Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes that's all you need.
But his finish,
90% of
that
it
black
positioning,
heel.
10% that extra execution. Do you know what I mean? And that was the difference in that first attempted goal that he missed and the second
Yeah.
attempt. Do you know what I mean? he didn't quite make it there, and he made sure that he made it there in the end of that extra 10%. Executed that shot, that perfect flick. Oh God, that was lovely. That goal, man. That was exquisite.
Are we turning you, Rob?
Oh, I enjoyed my experience. I'm not going to lie. It's not like watching the EFL stuff I've been watching the last couple of weeks. Gee.
What, the NFL?
No, the EFL, I said.
AFL, yeah.
Oh, geez, you've been watching that.
Yeah, man. Remember I told you I was watching the Coventry game the other day?
Oh, yeah, we watched that pretty much together, didn't we?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Well, there you go. I've only known this man for, what, 12 odd years, been trying to get him to watch football with me, and he's always refused.
I began my sporting days with the round ball before I graduated to the egg. So I have lineage.
Did you call that a graduation, or is it that we just worked out we weren't very good at our feet?
Oh, no. My mum didn't let me go tackle people or get tackled by people till I was old enough, in her mind. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Is it
I
that,
really
or did she
put
just
a shot on someone, man?
Did she just give up on trying to put weight on you? Is that what it was, or?
Oh, she just worked out that I could make up for it with my aggro heart and my heart. She'll be right.
She just decided just let him go hit other people.
The other kids started avoiding him, so I don't think we've got to worry about him getting hurt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh
wow. So now that we've lived that pain again.
Yep.
I'm not sure. There's a fair few news stories that are breaking and rumors as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
You just get to walk away with a draw. That's all I can say, man. I had a heartbreaking loss today with the NRL, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll let you go, boys. Peace out. See you for the watch next week. Yep.
Hey, Rob, are you guys back down in the wooden spoon position now?
No.
Oh, no, Canberra still is, isn't it?
No, it's the Titans.
Oh,
they still haven't won.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Are you serious?
We're playing Cronulla next week, but I don't know who they're playing, so that's the story for another time. I don't want to get it all confused with the football focus. So, peace out, boys. And I'll talk to you soon.
Peace, Rob.
Cheers,
Peace.
Brilliant stuff. So, what was it? We were talking before about a certain Mark Cucurella signing for Manchester City.
Yeah.
So City refused to budge and would not pay the asking price. And I think you let me know the other day that he's signed, sealed, and delivered for Chelsea for 52 mil plus add-ons, I believe.
Yeah. I think this was a grave mistake from Man City. I think whoever is behind their transfer stuff dropped the ball hard because he thought or she thought that they were going into like a negotiating type of conversation with this, and then Chelsea just came in, swooped in, and took the player. And I think Man City was just left holding their heads like, oh man, we should have just paid the money, because I mean, 52 mil. What's 52 mil to Man City? You know what I mean?
Mate, that would be life-changing to me, in all honesty. But,
Absolutely. But in football, it's monopoly money.
It is monopoly money. But at the same time, I sit there and I think it's about time City did that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they've been known to pay whatever. Yeah, they've been known to pay whatever, and they valued a player at what, 30 mil? And
they did.
They valued him at 30 mil, and they wouldn't budge on that. Personally, I think good on them for standing their ground.
True.
Yeah. I really do.
Absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
Rue. How are you, brother?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you doing,
I think you're a little late, mate.
Well, I'm trying to set this up a little bit. I'm trying to use this new mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
hear you, brother.
You're going to the next
It's about
topic.
time. I was just saying,
Yeah.
it's about time City stood their ground and they had a valuation for a player. If they don't believe he's worth more than that, good on him. They should not be paying that extra. And is Cucurella really worth 52 million? I don't know. I really don't know. Rue, what are your thoughts?
Okay, 23-year-old former Barcelona academy graduate, a bit of experience in Spain. Probably his debut seasons in Brighton were decent. I think you're paying for potential. Unfortunately, Brighton were in the driver's seat on that, so they could afford to charge that amount because the end result, if somebody wasn't going to come and pay that, was he stays, and that's ultimately what they wanted. Um, if I'm Brighton and Chelsea's offered to send me one of their youngsters on loan for a year and we test that out, you test them out at the end of that and see if they're willing to part with that player for 10, 15, and then you've netted 35 or something to that effect. Brighton comes out ahead. So, do I think he's worth 52 million? Probably not. But in this current environment, there's young English talent who are less capable that are charging more for transfers. So why shouldn't Brighton ask for more money in that instance?
True, and I suppose once you say he's a Barcelona youth player as well, that adds a few more dollary dues to the end, doesn't it?
Yep.
Oh, did I
Yep.
say that?
Yep.
Did I
Barcelona tax.
say
Barcelona
He-
tax.
so when I did my research on Cucurella, he went Barcelona Academy. I think he went Sevilla or something like that for a season or two, and then Brighton. And he's only 23. So when you think about that, if he can start at Chelsea, he then competes for Spain. In 2 seasons, he's worth more than 50. So if Chelsea end up selling back to Barcelona or to Real Madrid or another top club out there, because they've chosen to go with Chilwell or whoever else, Emerson, they have in their camp, they could easily try and make a bit more than the 50 that they got charged by Brighton, depending on how he performs, that is.
Very
Just
true.
a hot take from my side. I don't think anyone is. I think this is the biggest deal he'll ever make. I don't think he's gonna get more than this. That's just my take. Even if Real Madrid come for him, I do not think he's going to get a 50 million move. That's just my take on it. And another thing that we need to put into context is that Chelsea are notorious for not signing potential. They usually sign the finished product. So if Cucurella still needs to get his ducks in a row, then it's just going to be a downward spiral at Chelsea. I think he should have waited for that Man City move. But as a Liverpool supporter, then yeah, I think it's good that he went to Chelsea. All right.
Oh, it's hard to argue with that. Like I'm not interested in him at all, in all honesty. Rue, I believe you were laughing your head off earlier on about Barcelona not being able to register all their shiny new pieces.
I'm starting to get very confused with some of the information that's out there. They've sold all this future revenues to sign what, 3 players that they actually had to pay for? Lewandowski. Who else did they have to pay for? They'll have to pay for Alonso if they get
Kunde.
him, but everyone else came on a free, right? Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
Conde.
it's
Yeah,
Rafinha.
Rafinha.
So Lewandowski,
Conde,
Rafinha,
and
and
potentially
Kunde.
Alonso,
Yes, potentially Alonso. Yeah.
right? And then they've sold off maybe 300. Well, they've made maybe 300 million euros from selling image rights and all that sort of stuff. Spotify. Did nobody come back and say, okay, we need to offload Aubameyang, Dipe, Adama, De Jong, all these guys? Why didn't they start there and ensure that they had takers for these guys before they started engaging and in bringing in a lot of these players. That I don't get.
Kind of feel as though they were under the pump somewhat. Christensen was on a free. They needed to get him over the line quickly. Kessie, there was interest from other clubs. Kunde at Chelsea wanted him. Lewandowski, once he said he wanted out, one of the best strikers we've ever seen in our generation, someone would have wanted him as well. Rafinha, what was it, Man United, wasn't it? That were interested in Rafinha at one point in time? Or was it Chelsea? It was Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, sorry, I
Chelsea.
apologize. So it was Chelsea. So I think they were just under pressure to try and get these deals over the line. So it's one of those situations where you're like, okay, we need to come up with it, sign, and then we'll work our magic later on down the track to actually get these guys registered. Um, Unfortunately, it's one of those things. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? I think they put the chicken
Absolutely.
first this time, and they've been caught with their pants around their ankles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're gonna
Look,
have to take
I
less
think
than they want.
I think Barcelona will be fine, guys. Because rumors is Aubameyang is gonna leave, and I'm pretty sure Depay is also gonna leave, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna offload, eh, even though the De Jong issue is still going on long, but I think he's also gonna leave. So I think Barcelona will be they'll do just fine. They'll do just fine. They'll register the players that they need to register. It's just that they need to sell and offload at the moment. But it's so weird that Aubameyang signed. When did he sign? At the start of the
In
year.
January, yeah.
Yeah. And he's moving now after half a
It's
season.
crazy. Crazy.
It's the same
But
thing that they
it's the
did
same thing
with the
with
Wolves guy.
Adama.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Did
just
they actually
weird,
sign
weird
Adama, or did
years.
they only take him on loan?
No, it was a loan.
He
It
was
was a
only on
loan.
loan, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
But
it's just
they
the
could have
time
easily signed
frame.
both those guys on loan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just the time frame that's just so weird with Barcelona. Like, it feels like there's not a lot of planning that's happening. It's just let's just do it. Let's just do it. What do we need to
Get
do? Let's
bodies
do
in.
it.
Just get him
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get them in. Exactly. And then a season later, let's sign Trent. Yeah, Trent sounds like a good idea. We're signing Trent. So yeah,
Oh,
interesting.
wow. Um,
But they'll be just
I
fine. They'll be
just
just fine.
just a quick question there for you lads. If you were Depay, if you were any one of these other players who signed for Barcelona, deferred wages for Barcelona to actually help him out. Personally, part of me would be thinking, you know what, F you, I ain't leaving. Personally, I actually would.
Fair.
And what ends up happening is these players who you're trying to push out the door, you actually have to keep them and play them in the league if they don't leave. What else can you do? Um, is it Sergio Roberto and Usman Dembele as well? They just re-signed contracts at Barcelona, do they not?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And I was reading on ESPN earlier that even their contracts can't be registered because they'd expired. So it's like almost
yeah.
like new signings. They're like free
New
transfers.
signings. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
two big pieces of their squad last year can't be registered this year. It's a shambles out there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a petty person, but the way that they've treated some of these guys, I would find it very hard to want to leave just to help them out, knowing that, you know what, they're going to have to play me in 38 games this season.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think if you're looking at Braithwaite, De Jong, and potentially Memphis Depay, I think that's their position. The challenge for players like Depay and De Jong is that they have a World Cup that they have to try and combat, and they can't afford to sit on the bench. So that's probably why they're probably going to be a little bit more difficult to move along because they need to play, guaranteed to play to go to the World Cup with the Netherlands.
True.
absolutely,
Very true.
absolutely.
Very true. Um, I suppose that's a very good place to move on to our next little topic here that we're going to touch on quickly. Surprise, surprise, Barcelona wants to sign another player. The rumor mill just won't go away on this one, will it? Marcus Alonso from Chelsea still wanted, still being chased apparently.
Yep. That sounds about right. Sounds about
Is
right.
it a
That'll be
case of
finalized
just
this week, actually.
okay? So what do you feel about that? Just a case of just trying to get a bit more experience out there, or
I think Cucurella was Alonso's replacement. So I think this
at
deal
Chelsea?
was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this deal was bound to happen. The reason why it took this long is the shocker, but yeah, I think this was already happening. So
Mhm.
yeah. So it's interesting that it's only happening now.
We'll see if they'll be able to register him. Um, Rue, I think this one here is your topic in all, actually. Amadou Onana. There's been a few conflicting reports there. I think originally West Ham had a bid accepted for him, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing Everton have beaten West Ham to it. I'm not overly sure as to what's going on there, but you might be able to fill us in a bit more.
Rumor mill at the moment is Everton have beaten Amadou Onana Everton have beaten West Ham to sign Amadou Onana. I think we'll know more this week. I'm not sure if it was at the Everton game or not, but he must have been in the stands, and that was probably what's fueled this a lot further that Everton won out in that race. Not sure why
Hmm?
you'd go to Everton over West Ham, to be honest, because that West Ham
Who
machine
doesn't
looks
want to
like
live
they'll
on
be a problem
Merseyside,
this season.
mate? You heard you're signing for the team in Liverpool.
You just didn't know it was a blue one.
And I suppose that's a
Uh,
great
yeah.
segue. That's a great segue into a former Liverpool player. I used to have a lot of time for this man when he was with us, certain Mr. Gini Wijnaldum.
Here we go.
He was a Duracell bunny, never injured. He was good for us. And those 2 goals he scored against Barcelona, come on, guys. How can you hate on Gini?
Those were good goals. Still play
Yeah.
them till this day. Yeah, very
Okay,
good.
exactly. When I'm feeling down like I was yesterday last night, I watched the highlights of
Just
that game,
remember.
Yeah, put a smile on my dial.
Corner
just before.
taken quickly. Origi!
So Genie signed on a 12-month loan deal with Roma.
Yeah.
They literally had one of the strangest unveiling videos I've ever seen in my life. But
Yeah, I saw that you sent it to me.
teams do get creative, don't they?
They absolutely do. It looked like I forgot which music video it is, but it literally looked like that when it was in the water.
Like a Britney Spears music video.
Yeah, exactly. Probably.
I was thinking Halle Berry when she was in
Yeah, actually, sorry, my
James
bad.
Bond.
It's actually Halle Berry. My bad. That's where the inspiration came from. Why did I think music video? Yep,
I
that's it.
don't know. I had sorry,
Yeah,
mate.
but yeah, Genie signing 12 months. It had to have happened. PSG on the other hand that's got what's that other guy?
Come
Renato
on, you got to admit
Sanchez.
this is one of the strangest things I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely strange. Absolutely strange. I'm not understanding the messaging. There we go.
Look, I know the company I'm in right now. You guys have particular feelings towards Genie. I loved him. I still love him. I think he's a top player. Like poor branding aside, I
Yeah.
feel like in a work rate team like Jose Mourinho team, they'll probably make really good use out of him. He's smart on the ball. I know Taona wasn't a big fan of his passing backwards, but
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
as
called
Klopp described
retention.
him, he's a yeah pressure valve release. That's how Klopp described him, and in that Roma team, he's probably going to add a lot of value. I mean, without injury crisis, I wouldn't mind having had him even on a 12-month loan. Um, yeah, I really hope it works out for him at Roma. PSG was the wrong decision. He would have been in just as much strife if he went to Barcelona, so maybe he'll have more joy at a club like Roma.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think he would have played at Barcelona as opposed to PSG. And you know what? He should have signed the Ting instead of going for more money. We offered him good money. He should have signed it. But anyway,
We didn't offer him good money. We offered him 90. He was on 75. That's not good money, guys. Not for that
Yeah,
type of
that
we
player.
isn't.
offered him £90,000 per week. That is what, just under five
When
million
Naby
pound
Keita
per
and
annum.
Oxlade Chamberlain were on
On
160
150.
and they
Yeah,
don't have as much
160. Yeah.
influence in the game,
Yeah, that's
nah, he
true.
made the
That's
right
true.
decision leaving.
It was a low blow. Yeah. I mean, we
Hey,
were not gonna offer him something high because obviously of his
because of his
age. So
age,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
his
So
age. He's
makes
come
sense.
in from a lesser team in Newcastle
Absolutely.
when he was a young
Absolutely.
fella. He was what,
Absolutely.
25 when he came. We had him for
Yeah.
5, 6 years. He's left in his 30s. Giving him a bumper contract like that, he didn't. I don't know. They did the math. He didn't justify it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm sorry,
And
but
I
let's
think the
put
math
things
was
into
wrong on this one.
perspective. When you put things into
But we've been
perspective,
paying
like
Oxlade Chamberlain 160 for playing 30% of each season's games. Where's the value for money there?
You know what their what I think Klopp's mindset was is that we lose Genie, and um if we look at what Genie's strengths were to hold the ball, right?
yeah,
Would
he
you
used to
say
progress the ball running with it somewhat as well. He wasn't overly
Yeah,
creative in the final third
he was
for
a box
us.
to box.
that's the thing? That's the thing. So if we look at someone like, I know you guys are gonna shun when I say this, but if you look at um, Curtis Jones, that's basically who Klopp wants to emulate the Genie model, and you get additional because Curtis Jones is more technically gifted than Genie Wijnaldum. So that's why they were thinking, what, fine, if we lose Genie, it's a loss, but we've got this kid, he's technically gifted, and all we need to do now is to teach him how to hold the ball. And you get a
Mate,
Genie, a
Curtis
younger
Jones is not
Genie
more
with,
technically gifted than Genie.
I think he is. I think he is.
Nah, mate, I
I
think you're
think
on
he
something,
is.
eh? Whatever it is, I wouldn't mind
I
having
think
it
he is.
here, but then there's no way Curtis Jones is more technically gifted than Gini Wijnaldum. I don't
He
even think it's
absolutely
possible
is.
that an English player is more technically gifted than a Dutch footballer. Don't think it's
I
possible,
I
I
especially
think
switching
absolutely
Wayne
from
Rooney
English.
was more technically gifted than Dirk Kuyt.
absolutely.
Wayne Rooney is a unique specimen. I'm not gonna lie, Wayne
No,
Rooney,
you can't
absolute
do
special,
that.
unique specimen,
It's that English
unique
text that you're
specimen.
putting.
Look,
Nah, guys. I
my
think
two
we're
cents
showing
on
this
it.
man too much disrespect.
My 2 cents on it are just simply that Curtis Jones does have takers. He does have takers, and I can see where you're going with it. That you got a young player in your ranks who
Absolutely.
can hold the ball, can progress the ball, can dribble a little bit,
Can shoot.
passing short. Like I can see where you're going with it.
Mm,
That you looking in your squad, you think you got someone younger and cheaper there, who
yeah,
hopefully in a couple of years can do the job that Ginny's able to do.
exactly.
Um,
Absolutely.
I'm not say I'm accepting it. I'm just moving on.
this
I
might
don't.
this
We
might
don't have
offend my
time for this.
political connects.
I'm not even. Yeah,
Rue's definitely not getting
the
into England.
Romans are
Guys.
He's
very
not
happy with me.
enjoying.
Yeah. Rue, I think you were talking about a Leipzig player that City were after.
19-year-old defender from Leipzig. I think City put in an offer, and Leipzig are saying no. I think what City's probably realized is they get them in a bit younger, they can rejig some things. You try to get people like Stones and Ike who are a lot older. When you get them, it's harder to change the way they play. So you get them a lot younger. You can indoctrinate them, so to speak. And the kid is very promising, but I don't know if he's worth the smoke. That's 66 million.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Do you think it's a case of them putting a number out there and just trying to hold on and see that if they can get it, they can get it?
I don't know. 66 is a big number.
It is. It absolutely is. And from what I'm seeing, it seems like they now saying that okay, we can't find a left back, so now what we'll do is we'll get a right back and keep Cancelo on the left. Is this the new strategy?
It's a great strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
We
Wait,
lost
who are Man
Cucurella.
City's left-sided players?
So Cancelo is playing on the left, but he's right-footed, and
Mhm.
obviously I'm assuming that the plan was always to get Cucurella to play on the left, and then move Cancelo back to his right position and push
Yep.
out Walker.
Kyle
So
Walker, because
now,
of his
yeah,
age,
Kyle
he's getting
Walker.
on.
Exactly. So now that they couldn't get Cucurella, now they can't find another left back who's as gifted. They're thinking, wait, we can get this 20-year-old who can play at right back, meaning that Cancelo pushes as left back for the next coming seasons. What do you guys think?
I think if he can do it, it's a good idea. You've got a guy who was voted the best left back in the league. Why not? He tore it
I
up
still
last
I
year.
still dis- I still dispute that, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. Everyone says he was one of the better players in the league last year. He's
Yeah, he
shown that he
was.
can
Yeah.
play in that position. He's creative. He did all sorts of good things out there. If you can't get what you want, maybe this is plan B. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. He's young. He can be molded into what they need. And yeah, they move on.
Absolutely. That makes sense.
Rue,
So Nathan Ike can also play the left back as well.
yeah, but it's
That's why they
Nathan
didn't let
Ake.
him
I
go to
wouldn't trust
Chelsea.
him.
I'm surprised he stayed, to be honest. I'm really shocked he stayed. I wonder if he's gonna take a pay cut or he's not gonna, because I'm pretty sure Chelsea would have given him a better contract, right?
Yeah, generally speaking, if you're signing for a new
Yeah.
club, you normally
Yeah,
get
you get
a
a
bit of a
better
bump, isn't
contract.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Lads, I was just gonna say, lads, can we have a quick look at the run sheet? We're at 47 minutes. Um, we did want to keep it short. Is there anything that you specifically want to touch on the rumors bit?
I
Brendan
think
Rodgers and Leicester for me.
yeah, exactly. Let's just do Brendan Rodgers and then we're done. That Fulham and Eric Bailly looks nice, but yeah, Brendan Rodgers, and then we're done. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
we've already kind of said that Alba's looking as though he's leaving Barcelona anyway. We didn't really say where he might be going, but I think we've already touched on that.
yeah.
Um,
We did. Yeah, yeah, we
so
did. Yeah,
if you're happy enough just to go with the Brendan Rodgers thing,
yeah. I'm happy with that.
um,
Yeah.
and what else did you guys say? The Eric Bailly item, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody is probably not big enough.
Okay. What else then?
No, that's it.
because that Fabian Ruiz own, you just literally sent that tweet around like that. I think I just checked the
Just before the thing.
group
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
yeah, and apparently PSG are taking it. So
yeah. So
Man
that's what you
United have been
found
shafted there
noise.
again. Um, so do you want to quickly touch on the Brendan Rodgers thing and then talk about Man United and Chelsea apparently both being willing to pay out his wages? And then we can quickly segue into, well, they were looking at Ruiz and apparently he's also going to PSG, so they're stuck. And then we can just leave it there. Or what are your thoughts?
Probably
Yeah,
put
I'm
the
happy. I'm happy
just
with anything. Yeah.
Timo Werner is on the verge of joining Leipzig.
He's going home.
Looks like it. But let me give more info on this one. Look,
We
I
can talk
think I
about
can
it
polish
after
up
the
the other
fact.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can talk about it
yeah.
after it happens.
I can polish up these other ones. I really think there's a lot to dive into in that Leicester one because you're talking about Brendan Rodgers, you're talking about the club, all the players, the FFP, all of it.
Okay. So do you reckon we can do that in 5 to 10 minutes max?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep my comments short and sweet.
yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah. Let's
Cool.
do it.
All right. I think that's probably a good place to move on to the rumor mill, lads. So word on the street is that Leicester have put their foot down and will not sell Mr. Fofana and Mr. Madison. Those are two players that will not be leaving the club, according to a certain Brenda Rogers.
Look,
And yes, I call him Brenda.
you already know my thoughts on Brendan, but I absolutely do not think he's telling the truth here. I think he's just trying to drive up the price and so that he can get the targets that he's looking at. And I think Fofana and Madison will go eventually. And I feel like if he keeps on playing this card, he might lose out like what happened with Man City and Cucurella. So I would just advise him to take the deal. Yeah.
Take the deal. He's got people he can play in defense without Fofana. Take the money, cover your FFP, look for younger talent, redevelop, have a go again. You don't have European football. Take the
Absolutely.
money.
Absolutely. It's not even
And
close. I
Barnes
mean,
has been on a tear.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's just astounding how Leicester has so many players on their books. Like that's astounding. And if you look at how they underperformed, it's shocking, you know? So yeah. Interesting situation that's happening there at Leicester. But you already know my thoughts on Brendan.
You mean Brenda?
Who do they have in attack, Brenda?
It should be
They're still relying
Daka.
on,
It should
yep,
be
Old Man River.
uh Oman. Yeah, that guy, Vardy, and I think there's one more guy who's in
The
there, but
Spanish
yeah.
fella.
Do they still have the guy they signed from City, the Nigerian lad?
Iñárritu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Iñárritu, Vardy, Patson
Yep,
Daka, and that Spanish youngster from Newcastle who they signed a couple seasons ago.
yep,
Okay.
yep,
And then midfielders, who do they have? They've got Barnes.
yep.
Jesus, who else do they have? Oh, well, they've still got the Belgian guy. What's his name?
Yuri
Uh
Tielemans.
yeah,
Yep.
Tillemans, yeah.
They've still got Tillemans.
Wasn't his contract up?
It's
I
up
think
at the
end
end of the
of this
season.
season.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry, I
it's up
thought
at the
his
end of the
contract was
season.
done and dusted. Yeah, okay. So they've
Yeah.
got Tielemans, they've got Madison, they've got that Drewsbury Hall guy, whatever his name is.
Yep.
Oh, geez, I need to watch a bit more of Leicester. All Brighton, or did All Brighton retire? I think All
That's a good
Brighton's
question.
still there. They've got that
Yeah,
guy
let's
with the
count them.
big afro guy who always injures
Oh
Liverpool
yeah,
players.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't remember his name. All I know is that he injures Liverpool players each time
Liverpool
we play
players.
them. Yeah. I think that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Wilfred and Ndidi is still there, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Chowdhury.
indeed he
So
is.
Hamza Chowdhury.
Is that the guy with the afro?
That's the guy with the afro.
Yeah. I don't
Wilfred
rate him
Ndidi is
much.
still there. Yeah, he's Drewsbury Hall's still there. Yeah, no, a lot of the midfielders we're talking about is still there. Harvey Barnes and James Madison, Mark Albrighton, Ayozi Perez. That's the Spanish dude I was talking about.
Is it?
I think they can afford
Okay.
to
He's
lose
just
2 to 3 players.
Absolutely. I think even more, not 2 to 3. I think more. Yeah.
so I
Not if he's going to
suppose
compete to get into Europe.
But no,
nah,
that's not happening.
this would be trying
That's
to
not
stay in the
happening.
top 10. They're just trying to
Exactly.
stay
Yeah.
in the top 10. So what
Absolutely.
exactly is happening at Leicester? Why is it that they need to move players on?
Because they've got too many players on the books. Yeah. For FFP reasons.
Okay. So they're
Yeah.
falling foul of the financial fair play rules.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you
42
know what?
players.
Wow.
This is after 4 departures.
Yeah.
So
Can't
they
you
do
only
have a
register
top heavy squad.
you can only register 20 something players, isn't it? And then the rest has to be under 21s?
Or
I
homegrown.
assume so. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
No, a
But
lot
hey,
of hoarding there at Leicester.
It is
yeah,
what it
a
is.
lot of
You
them.
oh well. So Leicester in trouble and pretty much they just need to sell to balance the books is what we're saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So I'm sorry, if you have to sell, you have to sell. And if you're in trouble, well, people get players at a discount. That's
Yeah.
life.
There we go.
Speaking of
Would you sign
players,
Yuri Tillemans?
2 years ago, the way he was playing 2 years ago, yes. The last season, no, he stunk it up. And I think that's an attitude thing.
And that's
And
another injury prone player. Yeah.
we've got enough of them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah.
I suppose it's one of those things. Once mentally you've checked out, it's pretty hard to get back into it. And I don't see it. Um, I think he checked out mentally. His head's not in the game anymore. He doesn't want to be at Leicester. Probably should have been sold last season. They didn't sell him. And yeah, you all know, all of us know what it's like once you're no longer interested. Even if you get a move, I just don't see it panning out very well for him.
I
Yeah, I
definitely
understand.
think he's Arsenal bound before the window closes. That's my take on it.
Oh, hot
But
take.
they've gotten too many of those players.
Beg your
Yeah,
pardon?
but Arsenal, you mean Arsenal have gotten too many of those midfielder players?
In a similar mold to Yuri Tillemans, they're all attacking midfielders. It's too much.
Absolutely.
They need a defensive midfielder. They're wasting their time on players they don't need.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, but the rumor mill seems to think otherwise. Tillemans to Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally
probably.
agree with you. Yeah.
Um, I've got a question for you though. Tielemans, is he like a Xavi Alonso type of player who sits deep and tries to create, kind of like what Arteta used to do once he moved, or is he more of a box to box type of like a number 8 as opposed to like a deep play lying playmaker?
He's a number 8. I could be wrong on that one, but I think he's a number 8.
Okay, because
I
you were just saying that they need a defensive player. That's also I was just trying to think that maybe they're just trying to twist, like change it up and have like a deep lying midfield player like in the Arteta mode. I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
I think he's
Absolutely.
more of a Juan Mata. He definitely likes playing advanced, more forward, more towards the other team's 18, spreading the passes, long range shots. But he doesn't do enough work in the middle of the park for me to call him a traditional number 8, in my opinion.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Interesting
you are
times.
right. So he's like a Odegaard type of player where they've already got him.
Yeah,
Yes.
they
Yep.
already got an Odegaard.
Right.
Yeah.
There are
Fair
like
enough.
3 of them.
So, so I suppose that's probably a good place to head into our last discussion topic for the day. Mr. Frankie De Jong and the it's like a Mexican standoff almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your girlfriend doesn't
Yes.
want you there, but it's one of those situations. Your girlfriend's told you she doesn't want you. You won't pack your bags and leave because she owes you back rent or something like that. It's one hell of a situation there, isn't it?
Yeah, the De Jong saga, man. I think it should just get it over with, man. I hope Chelsea just come in, swoop in, get De Jong, and get this transfer story over because it's been dragging for too long. I mean, yeah, but I know a lot of United fans who are very confident that he's United bound, but I
I've
couldn't
been
care
hearing
less
that for
now.
2 months, eh?
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, Rue, I think you mentioned something about his wages being the major stumbling block there.
So apparently, Man United are prepared to pay the 17 million pounds that is owed by Barcelona on top of any transfer fee to get him. I don't think Chelsea offer the same. Chelsea have plenty of players in the middle of the park, so they don't need him. He wants his money, and he prefers to play in Barcelona. I don't think anybody's going to be happy at the end of the season, this transfer window, to
Are
be honest.
Barcelona not legally obliged to pay him? Like it's deferred wages. He hasn't like it's not forgiven. Like he's deferred it. If I don't know, but my understanding of that is you pay me later. So Barcelona have an IOU for him. Like why don't they just take the transfer fee they're given and pay the man what he's owed and move on?
Because
I
they're dodgy.
think they don't want to do that. Yeah. I mean, they don't want to do
I
that. I
think
don't think they want
they
to.
just dodgy.
Yeah. That's what it
So
is.
It doesn't make sense.
once again, it's like what I'd kind of been angling at before. Barcelona haven't exactly treated these players well. Why would you want to do them any favors? Like if
Yeah, I
you owed
wouldn't
me
want to do them
17
any
million
favors.
pounds, I'm not walking away from 17 million.
Nah, I wouldn't walk away from 17. I wouldn't even
It's
walk
it's,
away
it's
from 2.
insanity. Jeez, I
The
wouldn't
glitz
walk
and
away
the
from 10
glamour.
grand. What are you talking about? Um,
I wouldn't walk away from $2. Pay me my money in cash.
In
oh,
cash.
I suppose the only other thing is that Fabian Ruiz was apparently someone who Man United were looking at as an alternative to Frankie. Um, Unfortunately, Rue, you managed to send me through a tweet earlier on just before we went live with the broadcast. Was PSG have actually stepped into that, and it looks as if they've pretty much got their deal over the line. So I don't know what United are going to do now.
They've been fixated on this one transfer for way too long, and now they're trying to act on other options, and other people have already, gained the initiative on them. There's other decisions they could have made, and I think they failed completely, utter total fail.
Yep.
Wow, tell us what you really think. Um,
No, do I think that they could get him? Yeah, I think if push comes to shove, they add all this extra money. 70 million is nothing to Man United, right? World Cup year, they could entice him and say, "Hey, look, come play at United. World Cup year, you get all the game time you want. You play next to your buddy. We've got all these pieces. We've got a coach that understands you. Come over." Frankie could look at that and say, "You know what? I'm still getting my money at the end of the day. So it be it." Right? I think that
mhm.
works out fine for Frankie. If he's trying to stick it to Barcelona, he sticks there, and he could be assured of still playing for the Dutch national team because who's better at that role than him? So he can pretty much do what he wants. The cards are in his hands at this point.
Yep.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Personally, I'd stay Barcelona. They need the bodies anyway, and they can't register the new guys that they've bought anyway. So you may as well keep the guys you have who you can actually play in the league.
How many players
Yep.
could they register if they got rid of just Frankie? I wonder, with everything they owe him and his 450K a week.
How much?
I think he was on 450K. I think that was the problem. Remember, for the last 3 or
Wow.
so years, Barcelona's wage bracket was like thick, and they've been trying to
Yeah.
cut that down. They were signing these guys on crazy mad wages.
Yeah.
That's why they had to get all these guys to re-sign and take a pay cut.
Cut
The pay
down.
cut
Yeah.
is significantly more they're getting anywhere else.
Yeah. True.
That's insanity, isn't it? Absolutely
That's true.
insane. But I think that's what happens when you want to compete with clubs like PSG that were just throwing stupid money at players as well.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they would, like Frankie de Jong, he would have gone to Barcelona for £100,000 a week, I reckon, because of the name. And at his age, he would have been thinking, I can get paid later on down the track. Like guys like Mo Salah have only just signed £350 a week contracts now.
Yeah.
I don't understand. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But it's an interesting discussion topic, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up.
Oh, it adds up to 17 million worth of deferred wages is what it adds up to. To all our viewers, anyone who's interested in joining us on a watch along, just leave us a message and leave a comment under the video, and we'll be sure to get in touch and give you the link in, and you can join us in our studio for a live in-game chat. So thank you for listening, and remember to follow and give us a 5-star review. If you're listening to us on Spotify, please remember to share it on your socials, and if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that notification bell.